This is a public service announcement brought to you by Men Behind the Curtain. We want you to know, don't be a cunt.
Hello and welcome to Men Behind the Curtain, the podcast about everything and nothing all at once. I am Pitt.
I'm Eli. Hope y'all are doing well, and I hope all of you find somebody that looks at you the way that Donnie looks at Mamdani.
Go ahead. It's okay. You can call him a fascist.
But did you see the way that he turned and looked at him? Like,
yeah.
It actually looked almost exactly like the South Park meme when he...
Yeah. Well, so here's my concern regarding that is, are we now being played by Mamdani? Was everything he's done up until this point? Because I'll be honest, he looked very comfortable in the Orange One's presence.
I think it could be, and maybe I'm being optimistic here. It could be that he knows how to play the game a little bit. And when it comes to Trump, it's actually very easy to play the game. All you have to do is be the littlest bit complimentary towards him, and he folds like a fucking lawn chair. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just all he did.
We compliment that fucker every week.
I mean, we talk about.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I meant insult. I got the two confused. It's very easy to do. Shut up.
In other news, wild fucking news. So Margie is actually quitting come first of the year, which I did not see that coming, but even more so, I'm surprised at why. And I'm actually kind of inclined to give her cunt of the week for that, because if y'all are watching, listening, or whatever, if you don't know the story, so she's just allegedly tired of the toxic politics. She wanted more healthcare for her constituents. She wishes she had voted against like AI or for AI restrictions, stuff like that. And she's just out. She's tired of the toxic politics. The reason why I want to call her cunt of the week is because if you actually believe that, you would do much more actually staying and fighting for your constituents than just opening the door for whoever the fuck might want to run. And they elected her, so I don't have high hopes that they're going to elect somebody competent.
I honestly don't know what's going on with that one. Yeah, she works. I'm just was thinking giving it to Carolyn Levitt just because she's a fucking poor cocksucking trailer trash bigot that has no fucking brain and can think for herself regardless any day of the fucking week. And when I say poor cocksucking, I don't mean she's poor and a cocksucker. I just mean that she can't suck cock good enough to save her fucking life.
On a tangent to that, did you happen to see the way that South Park made fun of Pam Bondi?
No. I saw the way SNL always makes fun of Pam Bondi, but
so first of all, they made it out to be like Melania was haunting the White House like a poltergeist and everything, because she just kept standing off in the corner in her jacket and skirt with her wide brim hat, and it was like always down, looking like Kung Lao, and she would just show up and disappear. But Pam Bondi kept randomly popping up with literal shit on her nose.
Speaking of shit on people's noses or lack thereof, Usha's ring has been missing from her finger for the last week or so. So what's going on there in the little fucking perfect white castle that is that of the Bowman residence?
I did hear about that, and I saw an article like maybe a month ago, which I thought was really weird, that he wants her to convert to Christianity. He said I would hope that she would be moved by Christianity, which is disingenuous to me as fuck, because if that was really so important to you, then why didn't you just marry a Christian woman? That tells me he has no actual convictions. He's playing political fucking games, which, I mean, we knew that. He's a coward. He's a spinal total shit. And a couch fucker. Let's not forget the couch fucker. So yeah, that was really, really gross to me, and that tells me that she was always his minority card. That's all she ever was to him, was his token.
Yeah.
But Caroline Levitt, I'm not opposed to that. She actually, and I found an article this morning, I think it was this morning, she completely shut down a press conference because they were pressing her about Trump and his sedition posts and everything. Which, first of all, it was not sedition. They said you do not, you should not, you should refuse unlawful orders. They did not specify a person. They said the administration. They did not say a person. They did not say an order. And also, yes, the death penalty is a possible penalty for sedition. It is not the only possibility. So maybe calm the fuck down. But yeah, the way she just tucked tail and ran and shut down the press conference, I'm okay with giving that to Caroline Levitt. That cross has got to be fucking burning her by now.
All right. So take your pick. They're all cunts.
Yeah. The reason that I was nominating Marjorie, I can put that on the shelf for the moment because we'll have to see who replaces her. If it is somebody further left, then maybe she actually did us a favor. I don't have high hopes, but that cunt of the week, I can put it on the shelf for the moment.
Well, I believe she's already grandfathered into being cunt of the week regardless. So,
and I've said this before, I will say it again. As long as she is around, are we sure that Hulkamania is not still running wild? I mean,
oh yeah, brother.
Or oh god, you know what? With her leaving, it hasn't been used in a while, but it was the best burn that I've heard in a very long time. Is bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Which I know a guy who actually bought a domain online for that.
Oh shit!
He bought, not only that, he bought the domain and gave it to Jasmine Crockett.
Wow. Damn.
Oh, that was so fucking hilarious to me. But so we can go ahead and kind of switch gears because one thing, if you're listening, watching, I did realize that an hour is a lot of time. So we're gonna try to cut down on that maybe a little bit. Maybe if I get into a rant, we may just like start splitting it into like 2 episodes or something like that, which may or may not have been this guy's idea from the get-go. But anyway.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
So I know that you had mentioned how like you had 2 catastrophes, but you wrote them down, you couldn't find them.
Yeah, I can't find them.
I did think of something off the top of my head that we can go ahead and do, and I literally just thought of this, so I don't have an answer prepped either. But can you give me, I guess maybe your favorite? Give me your favorite movie sequel where the sequel is actually better than the first one.
Terminator 2.
It's funny you should say that because in my Google search, T2 is actually one of the top ones here.
Yeah, right off the bat. Don't even need to think about it. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
I've actually been meaning to have my son watch that because he has a toy shotgun and he has a leather jacket, black sunglasses. He used the black sunglasses last year. He dressed as Men in Black for Halloween, but he has the leather jacket and then he got the toy shotgun. It's a double barrel, by the way. It's the part that actually bends down for you to reload it. So I'm like, honestly, you've kind of got a Terminator costume right there. We would just need to buy you some shit for the face damage and everything. But he's never seen Terminator. And I was actually thinking honestly, we should watch at least T2. I'm like, Terminator 1 is cool, but as far as understanding Terminator 2, you don't really need to watch it. And T2 is just a great fucking movie. Probably still the best movie of the franchise. Which is not a high bar with some of the sequels.
But if you were to throw in the short-lived television series, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, God, that's hard to say. The Sarah that had Summer Glau and Lena Headey starring in it. Then And there's a lot of people out there that hate it because, well, it's not this, it's not that, blah blah. Go fuck off and stay in your mother's basement. Okay. The thing is a great fucking show. It was awesome, and it's introduced you to Summer Glau if you were not watching her from Firefly. So
I actually never did watch it. I know for a while. I think that one came out when like there were just too many shows that I was trying to keep up with. Like I know for a while I was trying to watch like Gotham. I was trying to watch The Gifted. I was trying to watch, Flash, Arrow. Like there were too many shows and shit just fell by the wayside. Sarah Connor Chronicles, I think, was one of the shows that I meant to watch, and I just never got around to it. Um, that was on Fox, right?
unfortunately, yes.
Well, if it was on Fox, then maybe I can find it on Disney Plus or Hulu. Maybe I can find it on one of
Probably
those.
Hulu.
Yeah. Um, but anyway, so as far as like movie sequels that are better, Terminator 2 is definitely up there, probably one of, if not the best examples. Um, I was actually going to go in a different direction. I was going to go with the second Conjuring movie because I love horror movies. And now, first of all, I'm aware that Ed and Lorraine Warren were terrible fucking people. I'm aware of that. But the movies are good. um, the second Conjuring, though, in the apartment in UK, I love that fucking movie. As much as I love the first one, I think that was actually somehow better in virtually every way. And it's really cool because the reason the second one got the rated R or the R rating is so they could be scarier. I don't think it actually has any worse language than the first movie, but they could go a little bit harder into the horror aspect, and I think it was better for it. Um, and honestly, I think James Wan is a great fucking horror director. Um, like he did the first two Conjuring movies. He produced the third one, and you can tell there's a definite dip in quality with the third one. The Devil Made Me Do It, the one that's the trial.
Mm.
Um, James Wan, he did the Insidious movies. He actually did the first Saw movie. And the first Saw movie is actually still fucking good, especially the twist at the end. Um, I feel like they set the bar a little high for the sequels. And the one thing that I hate about Saw is that it introduced the concept of the gore porn, which you have some movies like Hostel that it was blood and gore for the sake of blood and gore. Like at least in not Hostel, but at least in Saw, Jigsaw had a purpose to what he was doing. It's not a purpose that I agree with, but he at least like you could see what he was trying to do. So as much as I love the first Saw movie, I do hate that it ushered in that genre of movies that the horror genre suffered for that.
Well, there's a lot that made the horror genre suffer. So
Yeah. Speaking of sequels, and I'm just gonna go on a weird tangent here. It was really fucking weird because like I have only watched the first Human Centipede movie. It's a horrible fucking movie. Even once you get past the morbid curiosity,
why? Why?
it was a morbid curiosity. That's really what it was. And that and when South Park made a parody of it, I'm like, it couldn't have really been like that, could it? Yes, yes, it was exactly like what South Park did.
This is why he watches movies, so you don't have to.
um, but yeah, like even once you get past just the curiosity, it's a terrible fucking movie. It's boring. It's badly paced. My wife actually watched the sequel, which was worse, believe it or not. Um, and they did the Blair Witch thing to where in the second movie, the first movie is just a movie, and the guy in the second movie has a weird fixation on the movie, kind of like again like Blair Witch Project. Um, and he stitches 12 people together. Um, Now, where the first movie claims to be medically accurate, the second movie says that they are medically inaccurate. The third movie, there was a third movie.
Who the fuck watches this shit and goes, that's accurate?
Well, in the first movie, I mean, they got like infections and died and shit. So I guess that would be accurate. And it seems like they died within days. So I guess that would be accurate because they wouldn't live long. Um, But in the third one, they just said fuck it and they just went dark comedy. Like I didn't see the whole movie. I saw a couple of scenes of it, and it's a fucking prison warden, and he stitched all of the inmates together. Like it's, but at that point they weren't trying to be a serious movie anymore, and I think that was a straight to DVD thing anyway. So you already know that's fucking horrible. Um, but yeah, that's something that the horror genre definitely did not benefit from in any fucking capacity.
How's that horror? That's like not even horror.
I guess body horror. I guess you could call it that. Um, I I don't know.
I mean, it's
Key and
horrific, but I mean,
Key Key and Peele actually made a not even a sketch. They were just on stage joking, and they described it perfectly. It was like this happened in real life. You hand him a script. All right, all right, okay, yeah. This will sell millions. Like that happened in reality.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fact that I'm still stuck on the fact that your wife actually watched the second one. That's mind blowing in and of itself. So
I think she did it like it was when we first years ago gotten a we got our Netflix, and like she was just looking over the catalog, which is not what it is now. You know, they didn't have original content back then. And she saw that, and I think it was just like, oh, let me just go ahead and check this out. And then I think as the movie went, she just like it was terrible, but she just had to see what happens next. That's what I think happened. Um, she described it to me, and like nothing about it sounded good.
I hope that's what it was. I really do.
She
not,
is that
I'm concerned.
She is a harsher critic than me, which granted is not saying a lot because I'm not a harsh critic in general, but when I find a movie that I don't like, I do rip it to shreds. Speaking of, I'm just gonna do another shameless plug here. I mentioned before, like our site, the PCW.net. I did mention before, like how we were going to be writing. Some of us are going to be writing blogs and stuff like that. I don't think I talked about on this show, but I did mention it on our TikTok that we're actually going to start doing, like kind of sort of movie reviews, which he kind of just hinted at because he was talking about movies we watch so you don't have to. And we're trying to decide on which movies to start with. But one of the ones that I just watched was the newest Fantastic Four movie, which I was less than impressed with the movie. But I think I've floated the idea before about how they're handling Doom, and this movie might have actually strengthened one of my theories about it, which comic book Doom is always, he's not hesitant. He is straight up adverse. He hates to show his face. And it's because, scarring, disfiguring, whatever. I'm not actually clear on the comic version, the comic origins. If you know, feel free to tell me. I don't know how he got disfigured. I just know that now that he doesn't want to show his face. But at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, when he's playing with Franklin, he's holding his mask off to the side. Franklin saw his face. So that tells me he probably doesn't have the disfigurement. That tells me that in Doomsday, we will see Robert Downey Jr.'s face. And I believe that they're going the Anthony Stark route, where it's a different universe. Doom is essentially possessing Stark, but it is not truly Doom. Not really. That's my theory.
That's possible. And I do know that there is a different ending that has been released on the Disney streaming platform that was than that of what was one of the ones that you can purchase and download without your Disney Plus account. So,
like a different, like an alternate ending for Fantastic Four.
Yes, and from my understanding is that people are enjoying the alternate ending as opposed to the original.
I may have to look that up. I'm not paying for it, but I'll have to look that up.
This is what I've been hearing. I've only ever because I watched it at the lounge, and we outright purchased it. So I've seen the cut scene with Doom holding his mask, playing with the little Richards bastard, and I'm sorry, I hated the movie. I absolutely did. Did I hate it as much as the other two? Yes, yes, I did. Was it better than the other two? Maybe slightly because it ties into the MCU, but it yeah, didn't wasn't a fan.
One of my big so casting wise, I was cool with it. Other than Pedro Pascal, and it has nothing to do with. I'm not one of those people that Pedro Pascal's and everything. I don't give a fuck. I'm cool with it because he's an entertaining actor. Like I loved him in The Last of Us. He was great in Game of Thrones. He was cheesy as fuck in Wonder Woman, but that was also intentional.
Oh, that
Um,
script sucked ass.
it There was literally nothing good about that fucking movie. Um, but Pedro Pascal is a very entertaining actor. So my complaint is not that he's in everything. My complaint is that this is the start of the Fantastic Four, and he is already 50 years old. So how many movies are we really going to get out of him? Like,
This
yes, Robert Downey Jr. is 50, but Robert Downey Jr. has also been doing this since 2008. So not it's apples and oranges.
this is why we need John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
He was a great Richards. Another thing about it, this had nothing to do with my enjoyment of the movie or how good of a story, how good or bad the story was. I hate those fucking suits. I hate those suits
Well,
with a passion.
one of my issues with the movie was the fact that they were so fucking retro with it. I don't give a shit about this fucking 60s. I honestly don't. I think the 60s were a piece of shit fucking decade that we should just move past because it was controlled by the fucking boomers. And then all of a sudden we're going to go and have a fucking movie with the Fantastic Four set more fucking retro in the 50s and 60s and shit like that. It's like, no, just fucking bring them up to date. Don't put them on Earth 5 fucking digit, whatever. It's like, sorry, just I love the idea of the multiverse, but I'm also fucking done with it. I'm seriously fucking done with it. I am so sick of we over here we have Earth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the same combination as my fucking luggage, which happens to be that as President Scroops too, in Spaceballs. And then we have over here Earth 616, and then Earth fuck me, and then Earth 4242424242424242. It's like fucking Captain Kirk reading off a fucking Stardate 621.35 to round it to the nearest decimal. It's just let's fucking be done with it. Let's fucking be done with this, which is why I like the DC, the way the television show went to it is it erased all fucking multiverses and brought everybody to one fucking universe.
So one thing that I will say about it, because there were a lot of people pushing back and they hated Judy. What's her last name? It's not Gardner, is it, or Gardner? For as Shellaball, Silver Surfer. I cannot remember her name.
I actually that is the one shining thing about Fantastic Four. One Silver Surfer.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it is that so there were a lot of people who were pissed off, like, oh, they went woke, they got a woman Silver Surfer. I don't care. And here's the reason why I don't care. There are two reasons I don't care. Number one, of course, this is all fictional. I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. Number two, they established from the jump that this was not going to be main universe MCU. So the multiverse is your opportunity to tell whatever twist on the characters that you want. As an example, I believe Captain Carter was an original to the show What If. I don't think that she has comic origins. And Captain Carter was a great fucking character. So I don't care that they actually changed it. And also Shallaball does have comic origins, so there's that too. But the multiverse is their way of telling other versions of the story. So there is that. So Shallaball was cool for that. The chase scene, that was kind of cool. When they get to the black hole, those were really, really cool visuals. It also does not hurt that it looked a lot like Interstellar. But I mean, the story just wasn't there for me. Yeah. And I'm also still wanting to know how do they end up in the main universe that you see at the end of Thunderbolts.
Well, there's speculation that isn't the right one because if you look at the ship from the movie and the ship at the end of Thunderbolts, one has 4 fins, one has 3 fins on the edge of the ship. So there's speculation that it's not even the same one.
Yes, but there's also a time skip of like 4 years or something like that. So, I mean, maybe it's a new version of the ship, potentially. Um, but I was hoping for some kind of hint as to how they came over. Apparently, we're just going to get that in Doomsday. But yeah, that's the post credit teaser that I personally would have went with. Um, it has potential. It could do a lot of things in the future, especially with them introducing Franklin, which I also don't really like that they did. I would have liked a Fantastic Four story or two before Franklin was introduced, because Franklin is a fucking problem in Marvel. He is among one of the most powerful characters. Um, so I think that they may have introduced him too soon, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But going off of that same thread, because we were talking about that, my post last week, we were talking about Andor, or I was talking about Andor, which I know you've been yelling at me for months to watch that show, and you were right. It's a fantastic fucking show. Um, but the thing is, so there were so many good things about it. The way that it leads directly into Rogue One, the fact that you find out, spoiler warning, he does have a kid. It does make the fact that he dies like much sadder. But one thing that they did that I don't know if I've ever seen in any other TV show or movie is the way that they address humanity for the heroes and for the villains. So Luthen Rael, remember, he openly acknowledges and admits and embraces that he had to lose his humanity for this war. He's like, this is war, and in order for me to win it, I essentially have to become a monster. Like, we don't see that a lot in fiction. It's always that, oh, they're fighting for someone they loved or lost. They're fighting for their family. They're fighting to protect someone. They're fighting for this, that, and the third. Some way to humanize them. But Luthen Rael is like, I'm fighting for a morning, for a dawn that I will never see. I'm like, I basically just have to be a monster. We don't see that very often in any kind of media. How the fuck is there a fly in here?
Because it's damn near 60 degrees outside.
They should be dead by now, god damn it. um but the other thing that I really really liked is that also the humanity that we show for the villains. Miro, um Cyril Karn, is it Partagaz? Is that how you say his name? I forget.
I'm not even sure. All I know is Spartacus is a cigar.
But they took a different way to humanize them. Normally, when you humanize a villain, you're going to humanize it kind of like Darth Vader. Like when you see Darth Vader's story and it humanizes him, you empathize with him a little bit. You don't relate, you don't agree, but you can see how he got from one step to the next step to the next step. No, they humanized it in a way that Partagaz and Miro and Karn, they understand what they've done. They understand, like, oh shit, I aided and abetted horrible fucking things. You don't see that ever. And I love their approach to that.
I got a dog who wants to get in on camera, and I'm trying to get him away from here.
Hell, it might even get us cheap views.
Well,
But
there was a snout, so that's as close as he's getting.
um but yeah, I absolutely love the way that they address that. It and it was really cool how this whole show, it was circling the Death Star like from afar. And they keep like reminding you about it. Like when he's in prison, and you don't know what the fuck he's building. But then the post-credit scene for the finale, you can see that those were Death Star parts that they were making in the prison. So it's like, oh shit. And then of course, like that's the end of season 2 is like they're really starting to lean into it and really like ramp up towards building it. And it made Krennic's death in Rogue One so much more satisfying. Like he was always a piece of shit. Like they show him as that in Rogue One, but then when you see how shitty a person he is in Andor, it's so much more satisfying. It really was.
Yeah.
I actually had to go back and rewatch Rogue One as soon as I finished Andor because it goes together so beautifully.
Which then you should have went and watched episode 4 of Star Wars.
I'm saving that part because I am still going to go ahead and I'm going to watch the series with my son. We might not watch the offshoots like Rogue One, like Solo. We may not watch those, but we are going to watch the main story, episodes 1 through 9. And that is
I think you should watch all of them, including the offshoots and everything else, in chronological order. And I mean, we're even talking the canonical video game cutscenes and everything else.
That would be like a year commitment right there.
Not like you got much going on.
I mean, then again, he just finished with marching band, so we do have a little bit of time back now. That high school, they just lost the playoff game last night, so they're done. And I'm like, I'm sure you're so heartbroken about that.
Yeah.
He's been saying for like 3 weeks he's waiting for it to be done. But yeah, so I know that we are going to go ahead and watch that. But yeah, I loved it because in the movies, there, at least in Star Wars, there have basically been like 3 different types of villains. There's the faceless villain, which is basically stormtroopers and maybe like Boba Fett. There are villains like Tarkin, who he doesn't take any pleasure from the cruelty, like destroying Alderaan. He just doesn't care. Like, and then you have villains like Palpatine or like Jabba the Hutt, who openly take pleasure in how cruel it is. So seeing them in Andor, how they actually have to face and own what they've done, I thought was a really great storytelling mechanic because we never get to see that otherwise.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I absolutely loved Andor. About time you finished it.
I'm now starting on The Witcher, which I'm on episode 2, and I can see what you mean. If we could, the problem is not Liam Hemsworth. The problem is that Henry Cavill is such a difficult act to follow. If we could just mentally erase the first 3 seasons and start fresh with Liam Hemsworth, I think he would be a fantastic Geralt.
Absolutely.
Because I am enjoying him so far. I just finished episode 2, so we've now introduced Lawrence Fishburne's character, which is still weird. And he's like, Kevin Costner had more of an accent in Robin Hood than what Lawrence Fishburne is doing right now.
All I see is Morpheus in cosplay showing up. So it's like, that to me, that's what it is. It's Morpheus in cosplay.
A little bit. Maybe a little bit more personality than Morpheus, because as much as I do love Morpheus, Morpheus is very stoic and doesn't have that much actual personality to him. Which is also why it was a really cool. Now, granted, Lawrence Fishburne has been acting for literal decades. He played Ike fucking Turner. So we've seen personality out of him. But Morpheus, I think, became synonymous with him for so long that like seeing him as like the Bowery King in John Wick was actually a nice breath of fresh air, because you get to see another side of him. And of course, he got that iconic line that, "Someone please get this man a gun." Like, honestly, like the delivery of that line, I just fucking love it. And I think that's going to stick with him probably for the rest of his career.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
and I haven't found the catastrophes. But why aren't there any good white racial slurs?
um Actually, so my wife has sent me a few videos, and this dude will have like a whole notepad on his phone of names. And if you give me 1 second, I'm gonna try to find it. I might actually cut this part of the video just cause, so I'm not scrolling for 5 minutes.
I mean, like, I don't cracker. I don't find that offensive. I mean, or whitey or shit like that. It's not offensive. So why aren't there any good white racial slurs? And if you have any, send them to us because I want to use them against every single white person I see.
I there are some good ones, and I have to find it because she has sent me a few videos, and this dude will he will pause videos in the middle of it, and then just go add it to his fucking notepad list. Um, God, I hate how much like AI movie trailers they're doing on Instagram now. It's fucking it is just obscene. And this is why I was talking about. I may cut this just a hair. Um, okay, just real quick. I'm just gonna show this real quick because it's fucking hilarious. In case you can't, this is one of those things they made it up. It's not a real post, but they said like whoever made this shit is getting deported, and god damn it, yeah. So for those of you who are, that is a thong on Trump's neck. uh, she has not sent me this in a while, so I might be scrolling for a minute. Although one that I like is Alabastards.
I mean, that's very creative, and I like it, and I like it so much that I don't find it offensive.
Is this one of them? No, that's not it. Yeah, I may have to actually I may have to link a video or something here in the description because apparently she hasn't sent me one of those videos in a while, and they used to be fucking hilarious.
Because I mean, there's terms like redneck and white trash, and the thing is the only people who find that offensive are those of us like me who are not a redneck or white trash because we use those terms to call the place on other white people who just happen to be redneck and white trash. If you need to explain, then you have no fucking clue, and then yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sitting here thinking it's like I've never heard like a truly offensive white, like racial slur, and it's like, why is that?
I know one dude that I'm actually friends with on TikTok. He does a bunch of those just off the dome a lot of times. Usually when he's saying something to somebody who said something out of pocket to him. One that he likes is moon cricket.
That's fucking cool.
He has a bunch that he likes to just say, just fucking spouting off. I'm like, where do you come up with this shit? But yeah, I'm gonna have to find one of those videos. I'll put it in the description. So y'all are gonna need an Instagram account to see the video, probably. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna find that because some of them are they're fucking hysterical. They might not be offensive, but they are hysterical.
I mean, the majority is like, and it's the thing is like I said, the majority of them I find friggin' hilarious, not offensive. So it's like I don't know why that is, and again, that might be my white privilege speaking. As in like, oh, somebody calls me something, I find it fucking funny. So, but if some,
I mean, it could be worse because you could be like Margie, who says that somehow being called racist is the equivalent of the N word, which bitch, what?
Well, she's just a racist fucking bitch.
Like, I'm sorry, a hit dog hollers, doesn't it?
Well, this is why she was nominated to being a cunt.
Yeah, which I got in a back and forth about with somebody earlier this week. This whole sedition thing, and I said that if Trump is not giving unlawful orders, then they weren't talking about him. So the fact that he got in his fifis about it, as I said, a hit dog will holler. But I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. As I said, I wanted to try to keep these a little bit shorter. And the longer rants, we can maybe make 2-part episodes. But so, unless you had anything else you wanted to throw in before we wrap up here,
I've honestly got nothing else to throw in. Like I'll have to go back through everything and see if I can find those catastrophes. We'll bring them out like for next time because I have no idea what happened to them. I wrote them down on a notepad like I do for Valmont.
yeah.
I can't find the notepad. It might be the notepad that has the shopping list on it, which is a completely different notepad from everything else over here. But yeah,
Could be. I know I have a couple of notepads around here myself, but I don't know where most of them are.
Yeah. Well,
but,
that was notebook 1 of 4 just for Valmont production.
Which, by the way, guys, we are hard at work on season 2. We've already had table reads for episodes 1 through 4, which I believe we're starting out with January, I think.
Yeah, the episodes 1 and 2 will drop January 1st, and then episode 3 February 1st.
Yep. So it is November 23rd as we're recording this. It'll be the 25th when this episode drops. So that's something y'all can go ahead and look forward to in just a little over a month's time.
Yeah.
But other than that, those of you who are celebrating it, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're able to have a good Thanksgiving given the current climate and circumstances.
Hopefully you can afford Thanksgiving and don't go to fucking Walmart to get your shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I bought our turkey at Aldi's. So
we got ours at Kroger. Why? Discount.
Aldi's is not the cheap option that it used to be, but
no.
That is a rabbit hole for another day. But as always, thank you for watching and or listening. Please, hit the thumbs up on YouTube or whatever platform that you're using. And if you look us up on our other social medias, especially Facebook, I would really like to start actually live streaming these. But other than that, y'all have a good one, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, be you.